They can lead you and then make you and then break you. But darling, you hold the power. Yes, I keep it very well protected. Yes, I do. And that's hard because I'm always have been. I didn't know or recognize it, but I have always have been highly in tune and highly spiritual on a different level. It's something special for me. Um, all of us have superpowers in different ways and shapes and forms, and I didn't understand mine. I thought, you know, being raised Southern Baptist, I was taught that a whole lot of the stuff that I was literally experiencing in my life, in dreams, through visions, in hearing things, was demonic. For a long time, I thought I was possessed because I was able to see and hear and feel. Yeah. So when I began to tap into my real source of spirituality, of course, I used it the wrong way because I was full of hate and anger and resentment. So I started doing all kind of stuff that karma came and knocked on my door for. Now I understand. Now I get it. Now I know why it's been me. Yeah. Oh, taking that walk down that path, really getting to know and understand, having a true understanding, true inner and overstanding of this life, the life that was offered to me, the life I chose to live, and now this life that I'm embracing. All three different stages of life. Yeah, I thought something was wrong with me. Yeah, right, right. And I really wish y'all do not know how high I have gotten trying not to have visions. Running away from the life that was destined for me. There is no way that the Bible can say, I knew you before you were yet formed in your mother's womb. I knew you. Me? You knew me before I was me? This lets me know I exist in a whole nother realm. I was placed in my mother's womb for and with purpose. There was a covenant made that I would carry out something. He knew me. He offered me life and I accepted. And then I chose because of free will. I chose the direction in which I went. That's what I chose. And he sat back and said, all right. Because I am that I am. And I am going to take all of that and use it for the good that I placed in you before you were yet formed in your mother's womb. So go ahead. So, where you could have had a platform where you were proud of what you see in the viewfinder as you teach and motivate and encourage, because that's who I made you, a teacher, a motivator, an encourager. That's who I created you to be. And you know this. So now you're going to have to do it snaggletooth. Now you're going to have to do it with an addiction history. Now you're going to have to carry out purpose. Well, all of this luggage, and that's on you. That's on you. However, prodigal child, when you return, I am here with every blessing that has ever had your name on it. Because I love you as a child and the being that I knew before I placed you in your mother's womb and you were born into this world of sin. Yeah, that got real deep real quick. My bad, y'all. But these are the things that I had to have deep understanding and realization. He was like, yo, listen, never mind what somebody has ever told you. You ain't never listened to nobody. So how you going to take somebody else's word when it come to me? You ain't listened to your mother when she said, don't touch that stove. That's why your hand burnt up. You ain't listened to your father when he told you that nigga was going to whoop your ass. That's why you got physical scars to prove it. You didn't listen to your teachers when they told you you was the smartest person in the classroom and you're wasting your potential. But you gonna listen to somebody else. When it come to me, you gonna listen to somebody else. Get them books and get to know me on another level. Get with your children and get to know me, because they are closer to me than you are. Only because they're babes and they seek the light. Babies come here nurturing, cuddling, needing to be held and loved. That is your nature when you arrive, when you get here. It's taken a lot for me to be here. A lot of mistakes equal the wisdom. A lot of fucking up equal understanding, empathy, sympathy. And then yet still a lot of grace and love. Because the Bible says that he will give you back the time. Because he understands. He was here. He know how niggas is. He know it's some of Judas and everybody. I get it. But when you come to me wholeheartedly, I'll be right here. And together we can do things and go places. I have these conversations like this, profanity and everything. Because I would curse at that bum on the street. I don't know if that bum is an angel or not. But I would curse at him. So when I'm in conversation with God, especially when I'm frustrated about something, I am my same self that I'm talking to you now. Because in this moment, I'm coming as humbly as I know how right now. In this moment, seeking, asking guidance, direction. But this is what it is. The same way we tell each other in conversation, listen, excuse my French. Excuse my demeanor right now, but hear me. Do you hear me though? That's how I talk. That's how I talk to everybody. Had to have those kind of conversations. Like broken completely, severed. Yeah. Oh, broken completely. Like whenever you traumatize to a certain, like the body is so beautifully made Like, ain't no way in the world that all of this was created in 24 hours. That couldn't have been his day. He ain't put all of this together in 24 hours. Somebody mind your business. Shut up lying. I just be saying, y'all, it really, 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 for real, really, really, for real. It has been a beautiful journey. Hindsight is always 2020, right? Looking back, I be looking at shit like, oh, but the outcome, a whole masterpiece. The outcome, though, construction is ugly. People don't get their nails done and get dressed up to go to a construction site. You need a hard hat and hazard glasses and steel toe boots because things get ugly. People lose their lives on construction sites. Don't lose your balance. Don't step the wrong way. Stay focused and stay in your lane. Because if you was trained to use a power drill, leave the jackhammer the fuck alone. You about to fuck up something for everybody. You know? That's how I know that was my tribe that walked back in that water. Cause bitch, who this for? Bitch, who this for? Nah, I'ma hear that. Yeah. It ain't no way in the world. As beautifully made as the body is, the brain by itself. We're not even gonna get into the heart, the function of the eye. We're not gonna get into all of that. Trust and understand I could, but we're not. Because whenever he said I am beautifully and wonderfully made, I wanted to know how. How you put all of this together. How this work with this, 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 work with how?
I had a psychiatrist tell me that I was too smart for him to work with. That sent me to the library. Because I need to know how you went to school for something that you still paying student loans for, and you don't know how to deal with the very thing that you went to school to deal with.
So I went to the library. That's why I spent a whole lot of my time. Because I need to know, what is it in the brain? What is it? Stop eating tissue, dude. Stop. What is it? What is it that makes it all the different compartments? You know, what's in the front and in the back and the names of them and all of the different functions. And I, you know, I wanted to know. So when somebody say you went into shock, that would be the equivalent of a fuse being blown, like your flip switching. It's too much power. Before I allow this surge to fuck the whole house up, I'm just going to shut it down. That's what that is when your body, your mind goes into shock. Everything shuts down. It's a control, alt, delete. Let's start over. Your brain is smart enough to do this for you on its own. It was created for a certain capacity. And whenever those things go left, it has to be shut down. Now, control alt delete, understanding that you lose files sometimes, things don't come back the way that it should. You may have to do it more than once. And there is a way to shut down things properly. Things have to be properly shut down. Right? So whenever you go through something in life that is traumatic enough to cause shock in the brain, that would look like somebody saying, I just blacked out. I don't even remember what happened. That's protection from your brain. That's your brain saying, hey, this is too much. Control, alt, delete. Run it back. May come back a little fuzzy, may lose some files or something. But the brain, that shock is going to say, hey, stop, start over. So whenever you go through so much trauma and your brain has to do that repeatedly, what is it? The drive is fried or some shit like that. Whenever we talking about computers, it's just sometimes too much for the little database or box or whatever it's called to handle. It just overload. When trauma causes a chemical imbalance in your brain big enough to cause that kind of trauma, whenever your brain control alt delete, everything will come back the way that it should. And because you know that before this experience, I was this way. Before I came in contact with this person or this thing, I was this way. And I remember myself being this way. But why I can't get this together right? I can't even put my eyeliner on right. And I know I'm good at what in the world? Control Alt Delete. A lot. Miss some stuff. So now in the midst of you realizing that you are not your normal self, instead of because we don't know, right? So when I say instead of, it's not like I'm saying just ignoring it, because a lot of times we do not know what's going on. So instead of saying, I was like this before this happened, and now I'm like this. What was it about this situation that changed me from that to this? Instead, we go back and mimic what we was that no longer fits here. Based off what we remember about who we was, that's how we begin to move. But that's false now in this reality. That was that reality. That was before the trauma. You follow? So now, whenever you have to do this over and over again, those little girls and little boys that are repeatedly victimized day after day, night after night. Night after night, he was in my room. Every day, every time my mother left. Every time your brain got up. Every time. Every time you trying to fill in the blanks, trying to play catch up, you become an imposter. Because trauma has turned you into something else and you still trying to. And the lines between what actually is right in front of me and that thing that I'm still trying to be becomes very blurred. And when you're unsure of yourself, trust starts at home. When I hear people say, oh, I don't trust people, that's because you don't trust you. That's because you feel like you was doing good. You made a grand decision. Everything was going well. And then boom, it was wrong. I should not have done that. I should not have been over there. I shouldn't have put myself in that position. If I wasn't there, it wouldn't have happened. If I didn't say this, it wouldn't have happened. If I didn't, it wouldn't have happened. More trauma. You are truly teaching a deep reality for some, not even the way it's happening to them. It's like the definition of having an autoimmune disorder. Great big, thank you. Thank you. So when your brain got to keep continuing to do this, you no longer understand the difference between real reality and false reality. Now, you have lost self-security. You're not secure in the decisions that you make for yourself. This is where anxiety comes from. Now, I thought I was doing good. I thought I was doing great. All of the shit hit the fan. Now it is my fault because I should not have. You know how many decisions you have to make in a day? In the first 2 hours that you're awake, do you know how many decisions you make? In the first 2 hours that you are awake, how many decisions do you make? And whenever you lose security in your own decision making, when you become unsure of yourself, yet now an adult trying to mimic adulthood, because I don't know, my brain been fucked up since I was 8. Mentally, I'm an 8-year-old. In this 36, 37, 45, 22, 58, 70-year-old body. Trauma stopped me at 8. That's where my first Control-Alt-Delete happened. So a whole lot of what goes on in here is that of that 8-year-old. Because it hasn't been dealt with. So then you lose. I can make a good decision. You don't think you can make a good decision. And in that moment, here is where the enemy can sit back and order his drinks and smoke his bud and watch the show. Because now you are your own enemy. Him or his agents have to do any work. You are your own destructor because you and you and you and you and you are in here. That 8-year-old you, that 15-year-old you, that 22-year-old, all of them renditions of you are in here and they're feuding with each other. All of them different Control-Alt-Deletes, all of them different people that you had to create and become in order to deal with the environment that you are now in. All of those traits that you had to practice because they didn't belong to you. Don't know what kind of demons people gotta fight for real. And why. Whoever even welcomed them. I didn't ask my nephews to make me suck their dick in the closet. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for the adults to be so busy that they were not paying attention to the children and what the children were doing. My very first memory is being on my knees in the closet with my nephew. That's the first thing I remember about my life. I didn't ask for that. But then, see, the adults wasn't paying attention at all. And the little boys was using me as their personal sexual experiment. So now whenever I'm 7 and 8 and I'm displaying these behaviors, nobody read it as, why are you acting like that? I was just a fast-ass little girl. Then whenever I told people what was going on, I got beat. My mother beat me. My nephew's mother, my sister beat me. And then it became something that you could use against me. Either do this or we're going to tell on you. You're going to get a beating. Then as I got older, it happened again from somebody else. And it's crazy how this story, for those of us that have this story, is never just one time. It's always more than one culprit. But yeah. So as I got older, we having family reunions. These niggas moving on. They got wives and kids and they treating them with such respect. And I'm still in a state where I can't sleep at night. I can't hold down a job. I'm mean to my kids. I'm on drugs because of some shit you did to me. So now I have to sit back and pretend that none of this shit ever happened and put a smile on my face. Act like I'm happy to sit down and play Uno beside you, motherfucker. I was taught as a child how to let people have their way with me. 0 to 7, most important years of a child's life. 0 to 7. Anyway, what my cigarette said. Let's go back in the bathroom because I done sat down and turned into Dr. Sugarwater. And this conversation done got real heavy. We gonna lighten this shit right the fuck back up. I don't want to talk about this no more. Thank you to everybody that was listening. Now, I will talk about it. If you have a question or something, there's something that you would like to share, you know what I'm saying? Something that you would like to read more into, something that, you would like to get my opinion on, I definitely will. But I'm going to change the subject, baby, because it's a little bit too heavy in here for me. Sorry, everybody. She like, shit, I just rolled up. I was ready to sit in for a good conversation, bitch. The fuck is you doing? That's like you was in the middle listening to your shit. Somebody just put on something stupid. You like, bitch, I was listening to that. No, seriously. That's how she felt. She was in the middle of rolling like, bitch, change the subject. What the fuck we finna talk about? We up in here. We up in here. We up in here. Let me stop for real. This bitch got on a bonnet and earrings. I think I slept in these earrings. I ain't never take them off from yesterday. She said, child, you made me roll twice. Because when the getting be good, you got to get it. And a good stimulating conversation will make you smoke and roll up. I don't got nothing to roll up. What kind of earrings they are? Try some cheap 99 cent from the hair supply store earring. From the hair supply store earring. I woke up like this. I be seeing a whole lot of stuff different from everybody else because I read in between the line. What Nikki say? She say, I sit back and decipher what you really meant. That's me. I'm a what you really meant type of chick. Baby, I'm going to squint my eyes and read between them lines. I'm going to pull my magnifying glass out and read that small print down in there you thought wasn't nobody going to pay attention to, bitch. I'm finna look at it. Inspector Gadget. Baby, I'm finna examine what you just said. And the body language that went along with it. Because verbal communication is only about 20% of communication for real. Because there's so many other different ways. So I'm going to look at what you said. I'm going to look at how you said it. I'm going to look at a whole bunch of stuff. And then we, the committee, we're going to come to a conclusion up in here. I can't do it without some grass. I feel like, people be training for a certain thing on a certain day. They be doing all the work or whatever. They be doing all the training, this, that, and third, and the other. And then that day, that time finally come for them to showcase all the training, everything they've been doing. That's how I feel right now. I feel like somebody said, open the door, bitch. Let me go. See what I'm finna do. On your mark. It's a real bitch day. Get set. Real bitches unite. Go, bitch. Yeah, it's a real bitch relay out this motherfucker, and I feel like I'm winning. Passing the baton. I try to be. I live like this. Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. No, I'm okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. No problem. No. It's okay. Yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure. I'm fine. Yeah. I lived like that for so long. I'm not going back. Not doing it anymore.